On the moment, as we discussed earlier, when a company realizes there must the problems work needs to be done in the psychological safety or in the psychosocial risk management, then it's really tempting to follow the legislation or the regulation obligations only. And that means the elements could be delivered by a couple of controls in a risk register, and how it's actually reflecting in the employee level and the individual employee level, that's completely different. That's why it is elemental, or it's crucial to actually the leadership mindset and the structural shift in place. Simple perks will not work in a long-lasting organizational change. So, for example, even if you raise a salary that will make an employee happy for a day, and another 360 odd days still hanging around, and you need to figure out how to do it. Same thing for the fruit bowls or any of the short-term achievements. Again, these are really important, that the employees must feel comfortable in the environment where they work, and they must feel safe. It's not just physical, it's also psychological safety. Over the perks, the companies must look after their employees and must acknowledge, first of all, that those employees actually are human beings, and human beings have feelings, and that needs to be considered in all the organizational change management. So if a company running through a permanent transformation where the organizational change is happening like 5, 6, 8 times a year, which I have experienced once in my life. There was 8 direct manager change within 12 months. Then it is really difficult to understand the priorities and align with the corporate strategy. I think also it is really easy to implement is a reward or recognition program that is very consequent response for a meaningful contribution from the employees, and also, which could be perhaps a little bit more complex layer, is holding the leadership accountable for their commitment. So that's why it's important, once you build the two-way communication with the employees, that also admit if something doesn't work or it requires further effort to make it happen. I think the main point that a company could implement, but really impactful shift in their psychosocial risk management, could be the effective feedback loop. And the effective feedback loop has 2 elements. One is the regular questions must be asked. As mentioned, it could be a one-on-one meeting, or it could be an anonymous questionnaire. The main point is that those questions and feedbacks must be collected, analyzed, and feedback into the entire team. Actually, the leadership team acknowledges and also highlights the learned issues, and providing majority of those problems could be small changes from the leadership team side. Either it's just a communication level or a slight process change that will not require a top to bottom organizational change management process, but that will a bit of trust and a bit of confidence in the employees that their leadership team is not just working for them, but it's working with them. I think that's perhaps the key point.